Astrophotography. How do you get photos like this? I tried it out yesterday for the first time in my life and I was absolutely stunned with the results, and that's why I want to show you how I got these images, and I'll try to do it again tonight. First of all, let's talk a little bit about gear, because that's what most people think about. Of course, a full frame camera is best to have it. Bigger sensor, you get more light on it. But you can do that with an APS-C camera with a smaller sensor too. The lens is probably more important than the body. You will be needing a wide angle lens. Something like a 16 to 35 is perfect, but this one is the f4 version, so the aperture only opens up to f4, and that doesn't let that much light onto the sensor. If you got the 2.8 version, that's perfect. For me, I used the 24 to 70 f2.8, there we go, and that's sufficient enough. I opened it up to 24 millimeters because we need that wide angle to capture the night sky. You can use different wide angle lenses. Important is that it has a wide aperture, so we get more light onto the sensor. And then you'll be needing a tripod. I'll try to show it like this. Give me a second. There we go. That's my trusty Manfrotto travel tripod. Because we'll be shooting at long exposure times, and there's absolutely no way you would do that handheld. You have to have it on a tripod. A big sturdy one is probably best, so it doesn't shake around on the long exposure times. But if you've got a light travel tripod, you can put your camera bag on it or something like that to bear it down so it doesn't shake. Then you might need some lights, torches, some warm clothing if it's cold in the night, and best is to have like red light. Oh, it starts raining now. Okay, I'll hurry up right now. A red light so your eyes don't get used to the bright light. Okay, it starts really raining, so let's go inside. So we have to hurry up a little bit because it went dark outside already and we don't want to miss the Milky Way in its perfect position. So first things first, you have to find a dark spot around you. You need a spot with hardly no light pollution. So light pollution is the light that gets emitted by the cities or whatever's around you, bounces into the atmosphere and back down. And that light coming back down to you is obstructing the view to the stars. Well, not obstructing, but it's too much light coming down. You can't see the stars clearly. So you need a spot with hardly any light pollution. To find that, you can go to darksidefinder.com. I'll put the link down below in the description, but there are other sites out there also. And here you get a map of the world, and all the colorful spots right here, that's where you got strong light pollution. Like Germany, for example, pretty bad. But I'm on vacation right now. I'm in the Scottish Highlands. And as you can see, the Scottish Highlands have not a lot of light pollution. Right now I'm on the Isle of Skye, roughly around here. And we only got like 2 spots emitting light into the atmosphere around me, but that's not too bad. I mean, you saw the results I got yesterday, so the light pollution can't be that bad. Of course, the mountains right here would be a bit better, but I mean, that's what I got in front of my doorstep, so I'm using that. So secondly, very important, the moon phases. You can type in moon phase and the rough location where you're at, and you'll get a website that shows you the moon phase. You want to go out to shoot the stars at roughly new moon, so 3 to 4 days before and 3 to 4 days after. At that phase, you get hardly any light from the moon in the atmosphere, obstructing the view to the stars. So just type in and see when it's good for you to shoot. And lastly, I would advise you to get an astrophotography app. There are a few out there in the app stores. Find one that fits your budget, always for free. I personally downloaded PhotoPills. I think it cost around 10 euros or something like that. But it has like these cool augmented reality night sky features. You can see precisely where the Milky Way is going to come up from the horizon. You can put in your focal length, so you can set up the shot beforehand. You know exactly where you have to put your camera and where to direct it to. You can calculate star trails and exposure times and whatever. So it has quite a lot of stuff in there. I more or less just used the augmented reality star map, and that's perfect for me because I can see where the Milky Way is going to ascend. And these are pretty much the main things you need to go out and shoot the stars. With everything planned and set up at the right time, you can pack your stuff and go outside. So I'll wait roughly around another hour and then it's really dark outside, and then we'll see what we can capture. It's now 1 o'clock in the morning. It took quite some time till all the clouds disappeared, but we've got a really clear sky right now. And I brought out the camera, and let's go through the settings you have to put in your camera so you can get a decent picture of the stars. So first things first, exposure. I set it now at 20 seconds at the biggest aperture I have, so that's f2.8 at ISO 6400. I might bump it down to 5000, but it should be all right. Next, white balance. I set it at 5200. It's not too critical where you set it because you can fix that in post quite easily. Yeah, just keep it in mind that you keep it static so it's easier in post to edit the photos. Then very important is Selbstauslöser. So we need the timer. So when you press the shutter button, you can let the camera go, and it exposes the photo on its own, so you don't bump the camera accidentally and blur the image because you were pressing the button. Next, manual focus. Put your lens in manual focus or switch it on in the camera, and now you have to focus manually. So the way you do that is go in the live view and zoom in. So I can zoom in tenfold right here. So let me see if I cover up that flash. Can you see the better? No, okay. I might put up a screen recording. So you zoom in on the live view 10x, then you find some brighter stars, and then you keep twisting the focus ring until the stars are as pinpoint sharp as you can get them. So until they get as small as they are. You have to manual focus, you have to play around a little bit with it to find the right spot, but that's the only way you will be able to focus the stars correctly. And then lastly, very important, if you have a lens that has stabilization or a stabilized sensor, turn those stabilizations off, because on the long exposure, the movement of the sensor or the lens parts will give you some blur in the image, and you don't want that. So turn off the stabilization in the camera and in the lens, and then I think we should have a decent photo. So let's try and take the first one. Oh, dude, that looks so good. Oh my God. These pictures look so good. That's like directly the Milky Way. It's not exactly in the spot where I wanted it to be because I had to wait so long, so it moved now. So I couldn't frame it like with the surroundings I wanted it in. But I'm very happy with that photo. I'll play around a little bit and show you the photos on the screen I got. How good did that look? I'm so impressed with the results. We even got some northern lights on the few shots in the other direction. I didn't expect that. You couldn't actually see it with your bare eyes, but on the camera you see the green light, and those are probably the northern lights. I'm so impressed with the results, and I didn't expect them to turn out as good as they did. I'm really happy with the results. I hope this was helpful for you. If you got any questions on how I edited these photos, hit me up in the comments down below. I can do a video about that. Or if you have any further technical questions, I can do videos about that or answer them in the comments down below. And lastly, if you try it yourself to shoot the stars and post them on Instagram, don't forget to tag me, because I would love to see your results you got. And with that said, thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next one. See ya.